Hello and welcome back to Saber Outdoors. I, of course, am your wonderful host, Mark Alexander. And today I got new stuff. And it always makes me happy to buy new stuff. So I went to the Walls of Mart, World, Walmart, the Terror of the World Center. That place that a lot of people don't like, but a lot of people still go to. And I bought only one brand of bait. So I bought Ozark Trail baits to use today. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe I've got 6. So I'm going to show you those. And I'll tell you, I've got my raised seat right here. Everything was $2.16 except for my first bait that I'm going to drag out of here. This bait was $2.48. Why it's that, I don't know. We might find out later that it's just a hammer because it is a green spinnerbait. Guys, I bought, I buy a lot of spinner baits for one thing or another, but I haven't had a green one, so I was like, we'll try green for once. Now there's a tube on the hook, so it's safe. I mean, you don't have to worry about getting it hung in yourself. There's a couple of willow leaf blades on this. Now, the blades, I can't quite show you in full detail. The blades already have a minor amount of speckling on them, so I don't think that they will last very well. But this is a ½ ounce. You can see it says right there, ½ ounce spinnerbait. So I won't have to worry about throwing it. It should throw great. And I think when I do this, I'm going to put a chartreuse fluke on the back. That way when it's trailing through the water, it's got like basically a flashlight on the end of it, that bright chartreuse on it. I think that's going to get bit. But guys, number 2, we have a popper. I've got a baby bass popper. Now all these lures, except for, does this one have it too? Yes, it does. It says on the back right there it does. So all these lures have Eagle Claw hooks on them. Eagle Claw is well known to be a good brand of hook. So I'm expecting these hooks, when they get in there, they're going to hold really good for me. But I've got a baby bass popper. Now, always remember when you're doing topwater things, the bottom is the only part that matters. The top, basically the top is to catch you, the fisherman. The bottom part is what the fish actually see. So like this white feather treble that's on the back, they'll see that, the white belly, they'll see that. Now this baby bass color on the back and sides, that's for us, the fishermen, because those fish down there can't see from the sky. So let's see what our next lure is. I'm not pulling these in any particular order. I'm just reaching in the bag and going for it. Okay, cool. We have a small white lipless crankbait, and even though this is 3/16 of an ounce, that should be good enough that I can throw that on my baitcaster setup. By the way, just in case anyone cares, this one's a 1/4 ounce, but that should be a mean piece of equipment. Because that's small, looks like a little bait fish. And we're in the fall, guys. We're in the fall when they're really chasing hard. Now, guys, I have a bluegill patterned. Is this a square bill? No, this is just a crankbait. So, a bluegill patterned crankbait, and it is 1/3 of an ounce. I don't think I've ever heard of a crankbait as 1/3 of an ounce. But you can see it there, plain as day. Let's go to our next one. I guess you can grab them both. So I have a really tiny jerkbait. It might be 2.5 inches long at the most. It's a 1/16 ounce though, so I think I'll end up having to throw this on my ultralight setup, but I expect this one to get cast hard. I think it will get smashed really quick. And this one I don't think I've ever seen. A mini crankbait. And look at that gold color. That should get straight up cracked. But it's got a long bill, so I think it'll go down plenty far. So I might have to fish this like, not necessarily up against cover, but I may have to fish this like in open water. But I don't see very quickly how many. It doesn't say how big this is. It can't be over 1/16 of an ounce. But I'll probably throw this on that ultralight setup as well. But guys, that's our baits. All those baits together cost $14.08 after tax. Before tax, it's $13.28. So guys, we're not into this that much, and we have 6 baits, and they all have good patterns that I believe will work. And they're all different. You know, I was tempted to go just white, because white's one of my favorite confidence colors, but I switched it up so that I could bring you a more fully rounded video. But guys, there's nothing more to say. Let's go fishing.
All right, guys, we are here, and I've got our spinnerbait. I put a chartreuse fluke on the back of that, and man, does it look good. I tell you, that should look great in the water. Speaking of in the water, let's get in the water and see what that looks like. I'm using my Black Max combo because, like I've said before, if I tell you I like something, I really do like it. Oh, I got one right at short. Oh, guys, that was cool. And boy, did he want it. Look how deep he has that in there. Oh, guys. He came out and wanted that dude. So, I think we can say, spinnerbait. Yup, that works. See you, my guy. He came out from under the grass and nailed that dude. Cool. So, first bait down. Let's see if we can catch one on a different bait. I don't know if this will become a slam, but it might become a slam. I just don't know yet. But I'm gonna go change baits. We'll be back with you in a minute. All right, guys, we're back with our little tiny white jerkbait, and I've got it on my ultralight. And just to give myself that little tiny amount more, I put the crank on the left side just to give myself a little bit more challenge. That, and I like to keep in practice with both. That way, you know, if I'm on somebody's boat and they're like, well, I don't have nothing but left-handed, I don't have to moan and whine like I'm about to moan and whine on this grass right here. Get away from my stuff, grass. There, that's what I think of you. Watch me get hung in another one. Boy, that looks good. Now this jerkbait sinks, so I can't fish it over and on top of that grass. I need somewhere where I can pull it up over the grass. So I've got like this little hole here and a little ways up down here that I can use this. Otherwise, I'm going to end up just dragging it through grass, and probably eventually I'll lose it doing that. All right, somebody's driving through the yard. How interesting. That appears to be a Wild Versatile Vinyls. You know the parking is up there, right?
Hey, I got me what I like to call a Jeep car.
Uh-huh. Well, does it come with fishing rods?
It does.
Hey, that's good. You come on.
My width is longer than my car.
You got your whip with you?
Oh yeah, I got my whip.
In case you don't know it, I gave Luke his own fly fishing rod, and he also calls it the Whip. You can see that in a previous video if you wish to see it. Oh, I'm on. Crappie! Guys, we got us a crappie. That's cool. Not good. Crappie. Crappie. Or if you're one of those people, a crappie. You have a crappy day, my guy. Well, that was our first cast back net hole. Let me get one more just to see if I catch one. If I don't, I'm going to switch lures. All right, guys, we are back with our 1/3 of an ounce. If I can get a good picture of it. 1/3 of an ounce crankbait. And, you know, I was wondering, was 1/3 more than 1/4? And finally, I figured out a good analogy to figure it out. I was like, if I give you 1/3 of a pie or 1/4 of a pie, do you have more pie or less pie? And I was like, more pie, because 1/3 of something is bigger than 1/4, of course. But it took me until I did that analogy to figure it out. Let's see how it works. It pulls good in the water. It's running straight. Okay, cool. We can try this out and see if we can do any good with it. No, that's almost assuredly a lost bait. Yep. Finally went one too many times. Oh, it actually came out. I cannot believe that. That sounded like a gunshot. Did I bend out any of my hooks? Yes, I did. I bent out that one right there. But you know what? I can fish with one bent hook. Because I don't have pliers or nothing to fix it. Might try my pocket knife. Because I've got a little piece on my pocket knife, but no. Aha. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's functional. And that's how we are on this channel. We are also not perfect. We are functional. I bet you I scared every fish out of that place. That thing came out of there like a shot. So we'll fish right here. Should I go one more time to the well? Guys, I've already almost lost my lure in this same spot, but I'm gonna try it again. Nope. I could see that was going to end poorly. If it's not dead center in that, I'm afraid I'll just end up hooking a limb. Oh, I'm on. Oh, I got slammed. Guys, he hit me like a Mack truck. And I pulled this up to avoid this problem, and here it is rearing its head on me again. Oh, get off of there, you. Okay, cool. Oh, come on. I think that's tied on there now. Well, guys, let's see if I get lucky again and get Connie back. Nope, that time broke off. Well, guys, Slam's dead because that one's in a tree. Not even a tree, it's in like a limb or a stump. All right, this is our last ditch effort to try and catch something on our little white jerkbait. Well, I might lose another one, guys. Yep. Oh, it fell in the water too, and it sinks. That's sad. Well, guys, I believe this tough old day is done. I'm gonna reel up, lick my wounds, and see you at the truck. All right, guys, we're finished with this challenge. So, guys, today was a tough day of fishing. It truthfully was. And there's a rock in my shoe. I'm going to try and jiggle it out. Come on, jiggly, jiggly, jiggly. Aha, success. So, I have to tell you, everything works at least okay. The worst working bait was definitely the mini crankbait, like the little tiny gold crankbait. It wants to do this and swim kind of on its side if you reel it too fast. So, and that's not a problem necessarily with it. It's small, and you're working at the very extremes of what you can do with a crankbait. So that's not an uncommon problem with little baits like that. But if you buy that, be aware you're gonna have to roll it really slow. But guys, you saw we caught fish on the spinner bait. We caught fish on the little jerk bait. Unfortunately, the little jerk bait's going to join the honored dead at the bottom of my pond. But you know, that's the breaks of things. If you're not up there right in the nastiness, more often than not, you're not going to catch fish. Oh, and the local puppies are chasing the garbage truck. Wow, I really am in an urban area, aren't I? But guys, that's all there is to this video. All the baits worked. I'm sad that I lost 2 of them. I'm sorry for this wind. I'm really sorry for this wind because I'm sure it's coming through pretty bad. And guys, these baits work. They're a good alternative. If you are just starting and you don't want to invest a lot of money, these are a good option, especially the spinnerbait. Spinnerbait worked really good for the price that it is. Guys, all I have to say for the rest of this video is the usual YouTube things like share, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification, and if you can, subscribe. I'm going to say it twice like I always do because it means so much to me and it costs you absolutely nothing. Thank you for watching. We'll see you somewhere in the woods or on the water.